Hello children, how are you? Hope you are all fine and enjoying learning new terms and concepts at home. Today in this video, first of all, I want smiling faces. Okay? So cheer up and watch this video with nice positive mode. Today, we are going to start our next chapter, Operation on Rational Numbers. For this chapter, these are the prerequisite knowledge. Okay, we have understood the concept of natural number, whole number, integers. We know the concept of fractions. We know basic fundamental operations on fractions as well. And what is the difference between fractional number and rational number? We know all these concepts very well. So difference between fraction and rational. In fractional number we know that numerator and denominator are positive in fractionals, but in rational numbers numerator and denominator both are integers. So now a set of numbers which is in the form of p upon q, where p and q both are integers and q is non-zero, this is known as a rational number. So we will represent the set of rational numbers, all rational number, with this symbol capital Q. Okay, and we all know that rational number include all natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, all negative and all positive fractions. Today in this chapter we will learn fundamental operations on rational numbers. Basic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So our today's topic 1 is addition of rational numbers. As we add in fractions, same way we add in rational numbers. So how we add in rational number? For example, if our denominators are same. For example, this is our first example, 5 upon 7, 1 upon 7, as our denominator is same, so we'll make the common denominator and we add the numerator. Answer is 6 by 7. Another example, 3 upon 10 and a negative rational number minus 2 upon 10. So 3 plus minus of 2. We know the rule of addition of positive and negative integers. Okay, so answer will be positive 1, 1 by 10. In same way, third one is 2 upon 9, 1 upon 9. Just add simply the numerators and denominator is common. So in this way, we add all the rational numbers which have same denominator. Now next is the concept of rational number with different denominators. As we add in fractions, same way we add in rational number. Only difference will be of positive and negative sign. Okay, they will be negative and positive number together. For example, here I am taking one example, 5 by 12 and 3 by 8. Okay, denominator is 12 and 8. Both denominators are different. We have to make the denominator equal. So what we'll do, what we will find out the LCM of 12 and 8. Find LCM of 12 and 8. LCM comes out 24. Okay, now one by one we will express 5 by 12 and 3 by 8 in the form such that their denominator is 24. Okay, so 5 by 12 we multiply numerator denominator with 2, then we get 10 by 24. Same way in 3 by 8 we will choose the number 3 to get denominator 24. So multiply numerator also with 3. We get 9 by 24. Therefore, this number can be expressed as the sum of 10 by 24, 9 by 24. As denominator is equal, we just simply add numerators 10 and 9. You get 19 upon 24. Okay. Another example, suppose we are having negative rational numbers. We have to add negative number. 8 upon minus 15, 3 upon minus 4 upon minus 3. As denominator is negative, our first step will be to make it positive. We'll take this negative sign with the numerator, or this is the way how we take negative sign to numerator, by multiplying numerator and denominator with minus 1. So it's understood that we are multiplying it with minus 1 to get minus 8 upon 15. Same way we are multiplying this numerator denominator with minus 1 to get minus 4 upon 3. Okay. So first we change our denominator positive. Next we see our denominators are different. So we have to take the LCM. LCM of 15 and 3 is 50. Okay. So in this number already our denominator is 15. So no need to change. But we have to change minus 4 by 3. So we will change minus 4 by 3. Okay. In such a way that denominator comes out 15. So we choose the number 5, multiply numerator with 5, denominator with 5. We get minus 20 upon 15. Clear? So therefore the required question is this one. Okay, we changed it to this one. In next step we changed this minus 4 by 3 into minus 20 by 15. Now as denominator is same, so we will just simply add numerators, and we know that how we add two negative numbers. Negative negative are added with negative sign. Okay, so 8 and 20 both will be added to get 28, but the sign will remain negative. Okay, very simple. Next we will come to properties of addition in rational numbers. Okay, our first property is closure property. This property says that if we add two rational numbers, we will always get a new rational number. The sum of any two rational numbers is always a rational number. This is called closure property of addition of rational number. Okay. Thus, Q is closed under addition. Q means all rational numbers are closed, means if we add any two rational number, we will again get a new rational number. For example, if we have 2 by 9 and 4 by 9, if we add them together, we get another rational number. 6 by 9, in lowest form it is 2 by 3. Same way, we know that 5 is a rational number. 1 by 3 is a rational number. Denominator is not same. So when we add them by taking LCM, we get another rational number 16 by 3. In mixed number it is 5 1 by 3. It is also a rational number. Okay. So if we add two rational numbers, we will get another rational number. So we say that the set of rational number is closed with this property. Next property is commutative property. Addition of two rational number is commutative. What it means commutative? Commutative means if we change the order of addition of rational number, the result will be same. Means, for example, if A by C, C by D are any two rational number, then if we add A by B plus C by D, and then we add C by D and A by B, the result will be same. For this, let's take one example. We are taking example of 1 by 2 and 2 by 5. These are two rational numbers. Okay. So first we'll find out 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3, 2 by 5 in left hand side, and in right hand side we'll find 2 by 5 plus 1 by 2. Okay. In left hand side, when we solve, LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. Okay. Then we check on table of 2, when we get 10, we get it on 5. So multiply 1 with 5 to get 5. Same way on table of 5, when we get 10, we get it at 2. Okay, so multiply 2 with 2, you will get 4. So our sum comes out 9 by 10. Same way in right hand side, again we are adding 1 by 2 in 2 by 5. LCM again 10. Same process, we get 9 by 10. So left hand side is same as right hand side. So it means commutative property is satisfied for addition in rational numbers. Means if we change the order of addition of rational number, the result will always be same. Next property is associative property. Associative property says that if we have three rational numbers, suppose a by b, c by d, e by f, these are three rational numbers, then if we add a by b in the sum of c by d and e by f, and on the other side we find the sum of a by b and c by d first, and then we add e by f in it, the result will be same. This is called associative property. To illustrate this, let's take one example. I am taking here three rational numbers, 2 by 3, 1 by 2 and 2. These are three rational numbers. Okay. First step, what we'll do? We write the first rational number 2 by 3. We added it in the sum of 1 by 2 and 2. In next side, we add first two numbers and we add third number in the sum. Okay. Let's solve first left hand side. Left hand side is 2 by 3 plus, this is the sum. Take it in bracket. Okay. Here we have no denominator, so we make denominator 1. Let's solve this bracket part first. In bracket, let's make the denominator same by multiplying it with 2. So we get 4 by 2. You can take LCM also. LCM will be 2. So adding numerators, we get 5 by 2. Okay. So now 2 by 3 and 5 by 2 we have to add together. Denominator is different. So take the LCM of 3 and 2. It will be 6. Okay. On table of 3 we get 6 at 2. So multiply this 2 with 2 to get 4. Same way, on table of 2 we get this 6 at 3. So multiply this 5 with 3, we get 15. So adding them we get 19 upon 6, which is 3 1 by 6. Now let's solve the right hand side. In right hand side we have to add these two numbers first. Then we add 2 in it. Clear? So 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2. Solve this bracket part first. Make denominator same. Denominator is different. So we changed 1 by 2 by multiplying it with 3, and this one with by multiplying numerator denominator with 2. So denominator is 6. Why we make 6 denominator? Because LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. Okay. You can solve in the simpler way also by making common denominator. So adding this bracket terms, what we get? 7 by 6 plus 1 by 2. Sorry, 2 plus 2. Now 2 can be written as 2 upon 1. Again 6 and 1 LCM is 6. So by solving we get it as 7 plus 12, 19 by 6, 3 1 by 6. So this is our right hand side. So both sides we check they are equal. So means associative property is satisfied. Clear? So associative property is satisfied for addition in rational numbers. Next is additive identity. Next property of addition in rational number is additive identity. Additive identity means the sum of any rational number with 0 is a rational number itself. What means? There exists a number 0 in the set of rational number such that if we add 0 in any of the rational number, result will always remain same. So if a by b is any rational number, then a by b plus 0 will be a by b. Okay, the number will remain same. Or if you change the order of addition, the result will be same because there is commutative property. So this 0 number is called additive identity. Means there exists a number 0. 0 is a special rational number. So do you know? Look here. 0 is a special rational number. It can be written as 0 upon q, where q is non-zero. Remember, q is non-zero. Clear? So, for example, if we add 2 by 7, if we add 0 in 2 by 7, we get 2 by 7. Clear? Same way, 2 by 7, if we add in 0, we'll get 2 by 7. So 0 is called the additive identity element. Same way, if in negative number we add 0, we'll get the negative number. Okay, or you change the order of addition, again the same number. So 0 is the additive identity of addition. This is fourth property. Next is additive inverse. Okay, for every rational number, there exists another rational number such that if we add both the number, result is 0. Means, another way, mathematical statement, if minus a by b is the negative or additive inverse of a by b. What it means? If a by b is a rational number, then there exists a rational number minus a upon b such that a by b and minus a by b, their sum is 0. That means, for example, additive inverse of 3 by 5 is minus 3 by 5 such that if we add both of the number together, we will get 0 as the result. Additive inverse of minus 3 by 5 will be positive 3 by 5. What will be the additive inverse of 0? 0 will be 0 itself. 0. What number to add in 0 to get 0 again? That number will be 0. Okay. So additive inverse of 0 is 0. Next is, let's move to the second topic. Now we will learn how we subtract in rational numbers and what are the properties of subtraction in rational numbers. First we'll read additive inverse. If the sum of two rational number is 0, then each is said to be the additive inverse of other. For example, if you have 17 by 20 and minus 17 by 20, such that if we add them together, we'll get 0. Thus, additive inverse of 17 by 20 is minus 17 by 20, and additive inverse of minus 17 by 20 will be 17 by 20. Okay, thus additive inverse of a rational number can be obtained by changing the sign of the number. Okay, next is subtraction of rational numbers. Let's take example how we subtract rational numbers. Question example 1 is subtract minus 3 by 4 from 7 by 8. It can be the sum as adding the additive inverse of 3 by 4 to 7 by 8. What is the additive inverse of 3 by 4? It is minus 3 by 4. Okay, so we have to add additive inverse of 3 by 4 to 7 by 8. So 7 by 8 and we are adding minus 3 by 4 to it. Okay, now 8 and 4, we have two different denominators. We will make denominator same. As we know, 8 is the LCM. So 8 is already here. So we have to change this 4. To get 8, we multiply numerator denominator with 2. So we get 7 minus 6 upon 8. And 7 minus 6 is 1 by 8. This is the subtraction sum, or the simpler form of this question. If the question comes of the type subtract 5 by 63 from minus 6 by 7, we know that we have to write from number always first. So first write minus 6 by 7, and as we have to subtract this number, so this is the sign for subtract because we are subtracting 5 by 63. Okay, now 7 and 63, denominator is different, so we'll take LCM. LCM of 7 and 63 will be 63. So we will change this minus 6 by 7 denominator so that the denominator is 63. So we choose the number 9, we multiply numerator denominator with 9, we get minus 54 upon 63, minus 5 upon 63. If denominator is same, just simply solve for numerators. Minus 54 minus 5. Negative negative always added with negative sign. So you will get minus 59 upon 63. Okay, this is the way we subtract rational number. Now let's let's understand what are the properties of subtraction of a rational number. The first property is closure property. When two rational numbers are subtracted, the result will always be a rational number. For example, 3 by 4 and minus 2 by 3, when we subtract, we get another new rational number. So we say that rational number are having closure property. Therefore, rational numbers are closed under subtraction. It means for any two rational numbers a and b, a minus b will also be a rational number. Okay, now I'm look at this table. I'm having here type of numbers, whole numbers, integers and rationals. Then are they closed under addition? Okay, look here, whole number. If we have whole number, when we add two whole number, we'll get another whole number. Yes, we will get. If we add two integers, we will get another integer. Yes, we will get. If we add two rational number, we will get another rational number. Yes. In case of subtraction, is this property true? If we if we subtract two whole numbers, we will always get a whole number. This is false. Why it is false? Let's take one example. For example, if you have two whole numbers 3 and 4, okay, first you subtract 3 from 4, okay, you get 4 minus 3, which is 1, another whole number. But if you change the order, means if you subtract 4 from 3, 3 minus 4, it will be minus 1. Not minus 1 is an integer, not a whole number. Okay, so closure property is not satisfied for whole numbers. If we subtract integers, we will get integers. Yes. If we subtract rational number, will we get rational number? Yes. Okay. Next is commutative property. Subtraction is not commutative for rational numbers. Okay. For this, how we will understand? We will take one example also. It means if we have two rational numbers a and b, if we change the order of subtraction, first we subtract b from a, and in next another side we subtract a from b, will the result be equal? Answer will be no, the result will not be equal. So commutative property is not satisfied. Okay, for this let's take one example. 5 by 6 minus 2 by 3. If we subtract it, we get 1 by 6. But when we subtract 5 by 6 from 2 by 3, we'll get minus 1 by 6. So this property is not satisfied. So again, let's understand this commutative property with whole number, integers and rational numbers. As we read in whole numbers in class 6th, that commutative property is satisfied. Means if we change order of addition in whole numbers, we'll get another whole number. Order of addition in integers, it will be integers. True. If we change order of addition in rational number, we will get another rational number. But in case of subtraction, if you subtract two whole numbers, if you change the order, will you get the same? No. So commutative property not satisfied for whole numbers. Same way for integers and rational numbers. Let's understand it with one sum. Verify the difference of two rational numbers 2 by 3, 7 by 8 does not remain same if the order of number is changed. For example, 2 by 3 minus 7 by 6 and 7 by 6 minus 2 by 3, both the sides. Okay, 3, 6, different denominator. So we will make denominator same again by taking LCM. LCM of 3 and 6 will be 6. So you change this denominator 3 by multiplying with 2 to get 6. Multiply numerator denominator with 2. So it will change to 4 by 6 minus 7 by 6. So 4 minus 7. 4 minus 7. It will be as If there is one positive number, negative number, they will be subtracted, but we will get the sign of the number whose numeral this 7 is bigger than 4, so we'll get minus 3 by 6. In another way, another side, 7 by 6 minus 2 by 3. Okay, again we change this number same way as we have done the process in left hand side. So here we get 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4, a one positive, other negative number. We have to subtract them, but we'll make the sign of 7. Okay, that means the positive sign. So minus 3 by 6, left side, right side 3 by 6. Both are not same. So we see that commutative property is not satisfied for rational numbers. Next is associative property. Okay, now rational numbers are associative under addition. We have read it earlier. If A, B, C are the three rational numbers, then the associative law for addition is A plus B plus C is A plus B plus C. So, but this associative law which is followed for addition is not followed for subtraction operation. Means A minus B minus C will not be same as A minus B minus C. Now look the number of for rational numbers. Let's check the table. Uh, are the rational number having closure property with addition? Yes. Rational number have commutative property with addition? Yes. Rational number have associative property with addition? Yes. Okay. But commutative and associative property for rational number is not satisfied. Let's do one practice sum. Check that associative property is not satisfied for rational numbers. I am taking here three rational numbers, 5 by 4, 3 by 2 and 2 by 3. Okay. First we subtract 5 by 4 minus 3 by 2 and then we subtract 2 by 3 from this. In another side, first number 5 by 4, we subtract the difference of 3 by 2 and 2 by 3. Will the result come out same? Such type of questions you find in your exam also. According to BODMAS, you have to solve the bracket first. So in bracket you have two rational number, you have to simplify it. So denominator is different, make same denominator by multiplying it with 2. Okay, if denominator same, 5 minus 6, 5 minus 6 will be minus 1 minus 2 by 3. Again 4 and 3. Denominator different. LCM will be 12, 4 and 3. Okay, so multiply 4 with 3. Numerator also with 3. Here to change this 3 into 12, multiply with 4. Multiply 2 also with 4. So our numbers change to minus 3 by 12, minus 8 by 12. Okay, so just simply add numerators minus 3 and minus 8. Now both two are the negative number, negative negative added with negative sign, you get minus 11 by 12. So this comes out our left hand side. Now let's check the right hand side. In right hand side we have 3 by 2 minus 2 by 3. We have to solve this bracket first. 2 and 3 LCM is 6. Okay, so change denominator to 6. So we choose the number. For 2 we choose 3 and for 3 we choose 2. Okay, so number change to 9 upon 6 minus 4 by 6. Now 9 minus 4 will be 5 upon 6. So 5 by 4 minus 5 by 6. Again 4 and 6 LCM will be 12. Okay, so we have to change this 4 into 12. So we choose number 3 to multiply. Multiply numerator also with 3. Same way here we have 6. So we choose number 2. So multiply numerator also with 2. Okay. So we get number 15 by 12 minus 10 by 12. As denominator same, just solve for numerator. 15 minus 10. 15 minus 10 will be 5. So left hand side is minus 11 by 12. Right hand side is 5 by 12. Both are not same. Hence associative property is not satisfied for rational numbers. Let's do one simple activity. Okay. So you have to add two rational numbers by grid method. For this, what you will do, you will take a graph paper or a dot paper, square dot paper, and you will draw these strips. Okay, playing with blocks can help to understand addition of rational number. So one type of numbers you will add if when the denominator is same. For example, if you have 3 by 5 and 1 by 5. So represent 3 by 5. 3 by 5 means 3 out of 5. So we have 5 boxes. We shaded 3 of the boxes. Then we take 1 by 5. How will take 1 by 5? One box out of total 5 boxes. We shade another strip with red color. Okay. We have to add them together. So how we add them? This is 3 blue and 1 red. So 3 blue and 1 red out of 5. So we'll get 4 upon 5. Another example. Now we'll take 9 cross 9. 3 cross 3 means our denominator is 9. So we take 3 cross 3 grid. So 2 by 9 plus 4 by 9. So 2 by 9, how we represent 2 by 9? Shade 2 boxes out of 9 with blue color. Okay, you can choose another color also. Then 4 by 9, how will represent this 4 by 9? By shading 4 boxes with these 4 boxes with different color. Now we have to add them together. So we will make another grid. Clear? So we have 4 red and 2 blue. So we'll get total 6 boxes are shaded out of 9. So we'll get answer 6 upon 9. Clear? This was the case when our denominator was same. This is the type 1 when denominator is same. You have to draw this on the graph paper, color it and paste the strips in your copy. Clear? And show this activity. Now next we'll do another type. In the next type, the second type we have different denominators. If we have different denominator, for example 1 by 5 and 2 by 3, how to represent them? First of all, 5 and 3 denominator is different, so we'll make common denominator, means find out LCM. LCM will be 15. So this dot is telling here the multiplication sign. So we multiply 5 with 3, 1 with 3. Similarly 3 with 5 multiply करेंगे and multiply 2 with 5. So we'll get denominator 15, numerator 3 plus 10, 13 out of 15. So how to represent 1 upon 5? 1 upon 5 is same as 3 upon 15. So we'll take a grid of 3 cross 5 in which we have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows and 5 columns. Okay, so we have a grid of 3 cross 5. We shade 3 boxes blue in color, and next we have to represent 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means 10 upon 15. So we shade 10 boxes out of total 15 boxes in red color. Join them together. Okay, this is 10 and 3, 13. So 10 and 3, 13. So 13 boxes are shaded out of total 15. Okay, so 13 upon 15. Okay, so this is our conclusion. You have to write A upon B plus C upon D. So BD will be the LCM, AD plus CD. Clear? So children, do this activity in your copy and show it and send it pics to me. Okay, that's all for today's session. In next session we will do and learn multiplication and division operations and its properties. Till then, bye bye, take care, thank you very much.